What's up, nerds and nerdettes and wee little nerdlings all? It's your buddy Big Johnny G, the two-gun Pixie presents Legendary Gaming. Alright, I just want to take a really quick moment. T-Bone just ran downstairs to the store, taking a quick break during our gaming day. He's coming back up here. Tommy V just left. Too bad. I wanted him to be involved in this, but his schedule's getting a little tight. But when Tony comes back up here, me and T-Bone, we're going to be discussing a game we just played that was like... yeah, so why don't you join us down the table, and we're going to tell you what we thought of our first impressions of Western Legends by Kolossal Games. Thanks for coming down. Thanks for joining us at the table. Been a while since I've done 20-sided shots.
It's quite a while, to say the least. You're usually behind the camera.
I'm usually behind the camera, but we had a little bit of a shortage of players today.
Yeah, a lot of people had stuff to do, but we did have a special guest appearance.
We had a special guest appearance. We were supposed to. We had something else planned out. We're gonna have to rearrange another day for that.
Yeah.
So Tommy V had time.
Man, I haven't seen in a while. It was good to see him.
Yeah, it sure was. And he made it over here to the Nerd Wasteland. And me and Tommy, you might have seen, we did the live playthrough earlier before T-Bone got here of Tom playing Friday. And then after that...
Precious.
Wow, we finally got a chance to break open the Kickstarter edition, Deluxe edition, that I got of Western Legends. Now I still got to do the unboxing.
Oh, the expansion.
for the two expansions.
Yes.
I'm hoping this week. Definitely by next week, to have the expansions for these bad boys up. So next game we're gonna play with these.
I'm ready to go now.
Yeah, I know. So am I. So am I. So we now. Me and Anthony have been playing games since we were kids.
1977.
Yeah, we're over 40 years we've been playing tabletop games together. And in fact, I'll hold it right here, buddy. We absolutely loved the old TSR Boot Hill.
Beautiful.
We didn't play it as much as we did some of the other TSR games because let's be honest, this is one of the bloodiest.
Cutthroat games you can play, man.
Wow, I mean, yeah, the healing is really hard because it's realistic.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to get some sort of magic potion to heal your wound.
No, and there's no sci-fi nanobites that are going to be healing you on a cellular level. So, like, when you got shot in the arm, you might have lost the arm.
You might have gotten gangrene.
So we love the game, but we didn't play it as much as we did Gamma World,
D&D, yeah.
Superheroes. We didn't play it as much as those, but we did really, really love the game.
Yeah, the times we played it, you were all in on it. So that's what it was.
And that is one of the main reasons, after I learned everything about this, that I had to kickstart it.
This is phenomenal.
Now, my regular friends out there know, I've said it often enough, that I love sandbox games. I absolutely love sandbox games.
Yeah.
And when I saw, because I've been trying to get Carson City big box for a while. That's one of my, was one of my Grail games, but I don't feel like I need it now. Because I wanted a sandbox Western, and at the time that was really the only, I mean, Deadwood, which I haven't even broken into yet either, is not as sandboxy, but it's sandbox-ish, but this
is full tilt.
We both like sandbox games.
100%. Yeah.
We both love a Boot Hill role-playing game. We both love the old Western movies.
That's when you're a kid in the 70s. Fox 5, that's where you're going to see most of your Western movies. So you're going to see The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. You're going to see Hang 'em High. All the Clint Eastwood or the
Magnificent Seven.
The Magnificent Seven, yeah, stuff like. I mean, you grow up on it, so that's already in your mind when you go and play a game like this or Boot Hill or something.
What do you think?
I was ready to play after we finished this first freaking game. I mean, first of all, I'm passionate about the big, the big sandbox games where you have the freedom to roam. And then when you add in the Old West element, and I can have, any litany of movies that you think of characters like, Clint Eastwood, or like today, Tombstone we were talking about.
Unforgiven.
Oh. This game is absolutely top-notch. There is not a negative thing about this game I could possibly come up with.
Let me see if you agree with me. This is going to be a big statement. I think I can sum this up in one word.
Okay.
Delivers.
Precisely. 100%. I mean,
this game, one game in, and that's the honest truth. Remember, that's what 20-sided shots is.
Yeah.
Fresh out of the box, first impressions, first game.
You're gonna like it.
I agree with T-Bone, 100%. I was sorry. Well, it worked out because Tommy V had to cut out.
Right.
Just before 5 o'clock. The timing worked out great, but
perfectly.
We did the suggested 15 minutes for a short play for the first game. Now, what I didn't tell you guys is it has a suggestion for first game that I just didn't want to go by. Only choosing from Annie Oakley, Bass Reeves, Billy the Kid, or Bloody Knife.
Right.
And taking certain things out. But we've played games for so long. Most of the time, I ignore things like this.
You kind of got to go with the flow.
And I think it didn't matter. It didn't add anything that we got confused. We were able to jump right into the additional rules.
Oh, we played a couple of other games like that, where you had an expansion pack already built onto the basic, and I remember saying it felt flawless. Like, why would I not want to play without the... This game is like that.
Mike, you said that most recently, I believe, about Galaxy.
That's it.
Tiny Epic Galaxy and the expansion. It feels like if you sold that as one game, it doesn't feel like a game with a forced expansion.
Seamless. It was just seamless. Yeah. So not adhering to you can only pick from 5 different players. It really didn't hinder us at all. I mean, we had Doc Holliday, we had Billy the Kid, we had Wyatt Earp. So it was nice to actually choose from heroes of lore that you know.
And it suggests in your first game not to use the specific character stories.
Right.
Like I said, we don't listen to rules like
That's out the window.
And I had no problem.
No,
I had no problem incorporating this into the rules after my first read-through of the rules.
Yeah, I mean, literally after the first round, it gets back to you and you're like, okay.
I think by the third round, we were pretty much done with the rule book.
Yeah, the only time we refer to it was for a couple of capturing bad guys or duels. And
but then we noticed that a lot of the stuff was on the back side of this.
Again, something we love, the handy rules.
Yeah, I love cheat cards. I
do too.
Double-sided, so it's up to a 6-player game, so they gave out 6 double-sided, which is good.
Which is perfect, yeah.
And since there was 3 of us, we each took both of them, so we wouldn't have to be flipping it back and forth the whole time.
We're kind of that lazy sometimes, so I don't feel like flipping.
But, and I said this before we started playing, and I have to bring this up now, is I'm really upset the Kolossal Games did this flimsy paper.
I got you, yeah.
I feel like these are in danger of having anything other than a very short lifespan.
Something spills or it gets crumpled or torn, yeah.
I almost feel like I should go out and get them laminated or something, you know?
Right.
So I really wish Kolossal Games had done this in more of a cardboard standard, something like the player mats. But
the player mats.
I'm not super happy with the player mats either. The player mats I find very flimsy, and they're already sort of like right out of the box first time, a little bit of warp.
Yeah, a little bend to them, yeah. But they seem like, boy, you know, maybe not. I was thinking maybe actually if you accidentally spilled something on it, would almost like waterproof off. I don't know if it might.
No, it has a linen finish. Well, everything, that's the big thing in all the games now. Everything from the box to the cards, everything but the meeples, it seems like has a linen finish.
Yeah.
But I think that's what gives you that idea.
Right, it has that shiny coat gloss to it and everything. It looks very nice.
And it does. It looks beautiful. I love the artwork on it. It's very thematic. You know, we were playing the hardcore game, so to speak. So we had this side up for our legendary tokens that we would collect after finishing our character story missions.
Right.
And I do like it. Like I said, it looks great. It's still, you said thematically, it does. It thematically sucks you in. But
yeah, absolutely.
But it's so flimsy. It's like, oh, come on, guys, please, you could have just made this.
Made it stiffer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Heard it that time.
Oh, sorry.
Heard it that time. And same thing with this. And those are the only two bad things I can say about the entire game, man.
Yeah, and for me, this would be nitpicky.
See, I don't consider that nitpicky just because I think that you really need these. Mm-hmm. You know, and that's, I think after our second or third game, we probably might not need these to look at. But every time we play the game, we're not going to be just playing with people that already know.
Right, there's going to get a lot of handling time on the papers and stuff.
And they're going to get destroyed by the time new players come around, you know?
Yeah, that's a good point.
So that's why, to me, it's not nitpicky. But
for me, yeah, it's like eventually you're going to get a hang of what you got to do on even like taking the bad guys or dueling somebody or playing poker at the saloon. You're pretty much gonna get it after a while. But like he's not wrong. Like if you're gonna keep passing this around, you're gonna get a lot of hands touching it. Maybe Cheeto prints or potato chips on it and stuff. But other than that, this game blew me away.
The components I think are fantastic.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
First of all, let me see if I can get this without having it fall apart.
Absolutely love that.
Right. Behold the general store, your mercantile.
The mercantile, right.
And space for the other cards that are coming out of the expansion.
I wonder what they'll be.
We already know one. He had to go dig to find one. And why don't you tell them which one you were so eager to find?
If you're going to have the Old West and you don't have Dynamite, then you don't have the Old West. So I think there was this little card called Dynamite. And I didn't even look at the other ones. I found the Dynamite with it 4 or 5 cards in. I was like, that's it. I'm good. They got everything else here. You're going to give me Dynamite? I got the Old West game. I love it.
The minis are amazing. Minis are amazing. Since we're not doing this live, I'm going to take some good shots and put them up. But yeah, they look beautiful. These
almost remind me as a higher scaled not articulation, but like the way they're made. They remind me of the old army men we used to play with in the 70s.
Oh yeah.
The way they have the wrinkled clothes and the poses and everything. I like that. I love meeples, but this is awesome. I love it. The different poses. that was a great idea.
We got gold.
Gold in our hills.
So okay, this is this is a little. I love kitschy stuff like this, but let's face it, it is a little kitschy.
It is a little kitschy.
Kitschy. Yeah. If you're gonna go that far, I kind of wish. So each player has 2 of these cubes in your color. One that you're gonna put down to keep track of legendary points.
Right.
And the other one you use if you're gonna on the Marshall track
or the wanted
track.
Right.
And I know this is less than nitpicking. Actually, this is just. Wouldn't it be cool?
Wouldn't it be?
So wouldn't it be cool if these instead of little wooden cubes were like little guns, little 6-shooters?
Yeah, very nice.
Because then it doesn't matter if you're a bandit or not.
More thematic to it.
Yeah, it could be stars, but if you're a wanted man and not a marshal, a star doesn't make much sense.
Right, you would be better off with a bandit mask.
Yeah,
there you go.
But if you just do it gun, then that saves you on the production because now you're just making one fancy thing.
Right, yeah.
So it doesn't matter to the game. It's just something
not at all
look cool.
Yeah, yeah.
In case there's ever a deluxe version of this.
You never know. That actually could come into play.
A lot of people I've seen have talked about the gold colors. And I see what they mean. They look a little brassy.
Rather than goldish.
Yeah. You expect it to be a little shinier. And I would point out in the game, I even think that these, I said these remind me more of pyrite than of gold.
Yeah.
But it's cool.
I liked it. Yeah.
The dice. I don't know why the dice are this big though.
They are good. They are
why
rather
did you
large.
need to make them this big?
Yeah.
That's a nitpick. Sure, that's a nit. And you only got 2 of them, so they're not taking. And I have a big hand, and they take up a lot of room in my hand.
They'll. It's a double-handed.
I can pick up a basketball with one hand, and these are taking up a lot of room. But hey, I love chucking dice. And funny thing is, I didn't even chuck dice once. I did not go gold mining once.
Right, that was left to me and Tom's.
This how's Wyatt Earp? Wyatt Earp's not going to go gold mining. Jeez.
Why would you need it?
No, I was out arresting criminals like I was supposed to be.
I'm Doc Holliday. I need gold because I want to go gamble.
Yeah.
So I want to make money.
Yeah, but I don't understand how being in the gold mine is good for your lungs there, longer.
That tuberculosis is really kicking in.
So, components are great.
Components are great.
A couple of minor things here or there, but overall, me and Anthony are in agreement here. Components are great.
Oh, 100%.
Stories on the cards, I thought were fantastic. They're short, they're vignettes. You know, you're not getting a novella out of this,
right.
Like some games do. But it's just enough to make some fun color in the game.
Yeah, it adds like a little. Adds a little extra to the game when you're like when you went to the store. I'm a gambler. I play Doc Holliday, so one of his favorite things to do, of course, is gambling. So one of the things I picked up was a 10-gallon hat, which gives me an extra bonus to, what was it now? After you win a game of poker, gain 1 legendary point. Sure, I'm going to play poker a lot. Thanks. So I like the general store was great. Reading the little actions on the cards were great. The one thing I found, that even if, for example, if you were taking in a bandit, even if you lose, like you throw down a 3 of clubs and I threw down a jack as playing the bandit, you lose, but you could also still kind of win off what the card was saying. Because
some effects will give the other player, it says.
Right.
Like
it says
1 legendary point.
Right.
Which, Tom brought that up. That was silly.
Yeah.
And the first thing that came to my mind, I was like, yeah, you lost the fight, but it wasn't about winning. It went down and it's a legendary story now.
Fight. Right.
So even though you lost, it's such a great freaking story. People are telling it for ages.
It's a tale you talk around the campfire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thematic pulse of the heart of this game.
Yeah, it definitely feels in depth as far as like you feel like they got all the components there for the Old West. I mean, the cattle rustling, you got the band of thieves that you're trying to capture or kill or duel with or something. I love that.
You can rob other players as PvP.
We have not.
No, we didn't do that. We did duel.
Nah.
I arrested Tom because he started off. Tom was using Billy the Kid.
Yeah.
So I think it was the second, maybe it was the third.
Maybe the third. Yeah.
I was close enough to him for a movement, so I was like, you know what the hell with it? I'm going to go arrest Tom.
Tom went the opposite of us, so he had to get caught.
And then I dueled you.
Dueled me. I lost.
Tom later dueled me after he lost his wanted status.
Right.
And he beat me.
Right.
But then he went and started. He cattle rustled. Was it after that? Or?
Yeah, he went. He robbed the bank.
He robbed the bank
with me in the bank. So here I am. I have to be honest. If I could have dueled other players thinking I could win, I probably would have done it. But my hand was so poor.
Let's point that out. Because this is really an interesting part of the game that we should talk about before we finish.
Not very good cards in my hand to start with, so I wasn't going to really beat anybody.
So the cards can be used. They're regular poker cards, which is why they have the face value.
And I love the Old West look to it.
Old West look on the back. But you use these cards for pretty much every encounter.
For everything, yeah, which is great. And cattle rustling, drinking, ladies of ill repute, and gambling. That's the Old West.
Yeah.
There you go.
And it's very easily done. Regular combat, you're gonna draw 1 card from your hand, and the opponent, if it's a duel, will do the same. Or if you're trying to arrest someone, if it's a bandit, the player to your right will actually get. They have these combat cards.
Oh, yeah,
so that's a little bit different when you're using against the bandit or the sheriff if you want to fight a sheriff. But generally, player versus player, then player's going to pick 1 card from his hand that he wants to use, which I guess usually would be the highest card you're holding. But then again, some of the lower cards have good effects.
Right, they can almost counter-effect another card.
And the player that has the high card
wins.
Ends up winning.
Yeah, and I love that part. I mean, I love playing poker and stuff to begin with. So this fed right into my nature.
and the effects on the cards, they're all really cool. Some of them are bonuses.
Mm-hmm.
So the Quick Draw Queen. If this card is played in a fight against a bandit, guard, or the sheriff, you may cancel the effect of the fight card played.
Right.
So any effect, like if a card has an effect, like that's the effect I just read, this card would cancel it out.
Right.
There's cards that are reactions.
And there's cards that are just flat out actions. Like if you want cash, you have a card that says, play this card, payday, you get $30. Now let me tell you, you are not going to run out of money in this game whatsoever. There is tons of cash to be had just for
I love these
sitting on
cash
your butt.
cards.
Yeah, the cash cards. They're great. I like them. They're small, easy, beautify. This is what maybe we should have had the other stuff.
Yeah, this would make a better material. I still wouldn't be 100% happy.
But at least they would be waterproofed.
Yeah.
Just in case of an accidental spill. But you are going to have plenty of chances to make money in this game. Yeah. He didn't play poker at all, and still wound up with over $100-something bucks.
I needed my cards for combat.
You needed the cards for combat, right?
Yeah, and I did. Every $60, every full $60 you have at the end of the game is worth 1 bonus legendary point.
And you can only get up to 2.
Well, yeah, that's right.
So if you got $120 or $500, you're still just getting 2 legendary.
I ended up with like 180 at the end of the game. So
that's what I was around. So I was like, I got that in spades.
And also, since we played using the little mini cards, when you accomplish one of your mini traits, one of your specific,
think of them as quests.
Quests.
Yeah.
You get to choose one of these legendary tokens, and you don't look at the back to see the value of it until the end of the game. So it's a mystery, and they can be worth 1, 2, or 3. So I liked that whole mystery. You know, you're never 100% sure if you actually have enough points to win until the end of the game, and they're all counted up.
And you don't have to be a good guy to win this game.
No, not at all. Tom won.
And he was Billy the Kid.
And the only reason he won is because the last 2 turns he decided
I'm going
to go outlaw again.
He literally went to jail, got out, bought liquor, a horse, and said, you know what? This is really not suiting me, being a good guy. I'm just going to go rob a bank.
He tried mining.
He was a magnet there for a while. He said, this is not good. Oh, hey, what's up, Doc? Hold on a second. Give me all your money. And he robbed the bank there in front of me. I'm like, okay, well, I guess that's what he's going to do.
He was waiting for you to be his Huckleberry.
He was waiting for me to be like
So, we played up to the 15, and I'm glad because that worked out time-wise perfect for Tom. But, man, I wish we played the 20.
I would play the 30, man.
Yeah. How far is it? It only goes up to 30.
Yeah.
20 is the long game. Freak it, we're in for the long haul here.
Yeah, I mean, this is a game that you're going to fall... If you love the Old West, and if you love Sandbox, and you don't like something that's just overly complicated, where you don't feel like you need the rules explained to you 10 times, this is a game that you're going to want to play. I mean, this is flat out one of the best
We didn't mention this either.
Oh,
So besides your personal quest stories, there's general story cards. And the deck is divided in half, so you always have 2 choices. And these are a little tough, the ones we had.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Well, I guess that's the point of them. Gain 2 or more legendary points from a single action. Spend 80 or more in town on a single action.
Right.
Gain any number... Oh, but this would have been easy.
Yeah.
Gain any number of marshal points or wanted points. Anytime you deliver Cali, you get a marshal point.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
I think those are the only 3. Yeah,
but
those look like... end your turn at a location outside of town. But even though there's only 4... The back benefits are different on all the cards.
Yeah, that's the good part. Like it's always constantly changing, so you don't know what you're always going to get, which I like. Movement in this game is you can
point-to-point movement. You get 2 movement points,
and you can basically take,
not point-to-point. You have movement point, action point.
Right.
Movement.
If you want to do one move of one round of your go to move 6 spaces, each action going 2 at a time, you literally can you basically cover half the board before you can get to the other side in case you wanted to go mining or do a cattle run or something like that. I mean...
And if you buy a mule, you get to move 3.
Yeah, and carry gold.
And if you double buy it, you upgrade it to a legendary status, and then that'll be 4. Which is what the base movement on the Mustang is. And then you can double buy that, and you get a movement of 5.
3rd round in, everybody wanted a horse. Let's put it that way. Like this, walking at 2 spaces per time is kind of...
Yeah, I can't spend 2 actions on walking. I got things to do. I gotta walk somewhere. I gotta capture somebody, and then I gotta go buy stuff.
I'm busy. Nobody got time for that. So that's what you want to do.
Yeah. So overall, I was okay. Here's the truth. I was expecting to be blown away by the game. It doesn't always happen. This time it did. I totally, first game in, fresh out of the box, play this game. Get this game. Why do you play board games? Why do you not have this?
What are you doing sitting there watching this? Go buy it already.
If you just like the Old West, get this.
The art is, I love it.
It's great. I'll be throwing some stuff up in between us here and this slide over here.
They picked so many legendary people that.
Oh yeah, so many great characters.
Oh my God, you're gonna know people right off the
Bass
bat.
Reeves, Annie Oakley,
Annie Oakley.
Wyatt, or like we were Wyatt Earp, Doc Holliday, Tom was Jesse James. We saw some of them in the expansion packs. We saw Butch Cassidy.
Yeah, Judge Roy Bean.
Judge Roy Bean. I'm pretty sure Pinkerton is in one of them.
That's the only one I don't know. Now, if you don't have Pinkerton in a Western game, there's something wrong.
There is. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. Between the two of these, I remember.
That's a
I'm
good
positive
one.
I do.
That's a good one.
So that's Eddie. What do you got to add to that, man?
I might steal his game and go home. So it's that good. It's that good. It's this and Thanos Rising. I'm getting out of here with him. I love him. Sorry.
I'm going to put on that gauntlet, and I'm going to
honest.
stop him with a snap.
I'm honest.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for checking us out on Facebook, on Twitter, and Instagram. Thank you so much.
No, thank you.
Oh,
No, thank you.
thank you.
No, thank you.
And thank you all so much for subscribing to Two Gun Pixie on YouTube, for liking, for commenting, and for sharing. That is awesome. Thank you very much. I'm your buddy Big Giant G. This is T-Bone, and we are out of here.